What is going down, my YouTube family? It is your boy Zary from the XMG, and we are here today to talk about a game I like to play next to Dragon Champions. And, Dragon Champions still my favorite. I can't say that enough. But I really enjoy Raid Shadow Legends, and I understand the talk about Plarium, and they do a lot of shady stuff. I get it. But if you just want to enjoy a game, you like the grind and the theory crafting behind building teams and things like that, then Raid Shadow Legends might be for you. So what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to compare Raid Shadow Legends with Dragon Champions so you can see what's different. Because if you've never experienced Raid Shadow Legends before, it is a different kind of game than that of Dragon Champions. So I really want to dabble in making a video for Raid Shadow Legends because I think people might play both. And I am by no means an expert in Raid Shadow Legends. So we're going to give it a shot and we're going to see how it goes here. So what we're going to do is we're going to compare Dragon Champions with Raid Shadow Legends so you can make a decision if this is a game you'd like to try. Alright, so here we are in Dragon Champions, and as you know, Dragon Champions is a shard-based hero collector, and that's where the big difference between Dragon Champions and Raid Shadow Legends come from. Raid Shadow Legends is truly a gacha style game, which we'll get into in a minute, but when it comes to Dragon Champions, we have our heroes, we have our achievements, we have battle passes, we have campaigns, so there's the shop, the tournaments, the energy, raids within your guild, events, and things like that. So as we start here, what we're going to take into effect is we're going to switch over to Raid Shadow Legends so we can kind of compare, because everybody who's probably watching this is familiar enough with Dragon Champions. So here is the main screen of Raid Shadow Legends, and some things you need to understand about Raid Shadow Legends is a lot of it's like the same here. You have your energy. These are your arena tokens, and your arena tokens, you don't get a set amount during the day. They refresh over time. So this is what they call Tag Team Arena, and that is a different form of PvP. And that is a set amount per day. We have our silver here, which is much like your gold. And then you have gems, which is your drop coin currency. Okay, so it essentially has the same kind of tools as Dragon Champions in that aspect. Then you have your portal. Your portal is where you summon characters. Dragon Champions were very familiar with going in, and in Dragon Champions we're very familiar with going in, and we want a set specific character. We can go to the campaign nodes and farm them. That isn't how it is in Raid Shadow Legends. Inside of Raid Shadow Legends, we have shards, they call them, okay? And there's a mystery shard, which can get you a common, uncommon, and a very low % chance of getting a rare character. And a common character starts at a 1-star, uncommon 2 stars, rare 3, epic 4, legendary 5. Now the max level in this game is 6-star, level 60. No matter if it's an uncommon, rare, epic, you can get them to 6-star, level 60, which we'll go over here in a minute. Now the other shards, as you can see, like your ancient shards, only gives you rare, epic, and legendary. And they run like 2 times events where you can pull a legendary at a higher % rate. Like you see here, you only get a 0.5% drop rate on legendary. So when it goes 2, you have a 1% chance, 16% chance, etc., etc. So, and then you have your voids, which is like a different affinity. And then there is the sacred shards, which only give you epic and legendary. Now the voids, there is void characters in this game, and we'll kind of go over that in a minute when we get to champions. But just so you can kind of see a summoning animation, we'll just open up a mystery shard here, and we got a common character. We have Ranger, okay? Now, back at the main screen here, we have a whole bunch going on here. You have your gem mine, which is where you can get premium currency, and as you upgrade it, I fully upgraded mine, and as you do it, it just produces 15 gems in a day, essentially. One day, you're going to get 15 free gems, You have your market. Your market refreshes every hour. Every hour you click on it, an hour later you can come back in. And in here you can get common characters, uncommon characters, gear pieces. You can also, every once in a while, you'll see mystery shards pop in here. And then every once in a while, 5 times per month, you'll see an ancient shard pop in here. You have your Sparring Pit, which is where you can put characters just to have them level up. And you can upgrade those for your premium currency. And then you have your Tavern. Your Tavern is where you can upgrade levels, upgrade ranks, upgrade your skills, and ascend your characters, which we'll get into. Then you have your Great Hall, which is where, if you play like a Marvel Strike Force, it's kind of like your Stark Tech, where you can go in under different affinities of Magic, Spirit, Force, and Void, and you can put permanent increases to HP, attack, defense, critical damage, resist, and accuracy. All right, down on the bottom we have missions, which are kind of like your achievements, and you can end up getting a legendary character for that. You have quests, which are your daily quests, weekly quests, monthly quests. These are your advanced quests, and it's kind of like the battle pass system here, where you get a certain amount of quests per day, and as you complete them, you fill them up. And once you hit the legendary book, it resets itself, and then you just keep progressing through there. They did do a battle pass at one point in time, and they just haven't done it since, and I don't really know why. Your challenges, again, are just like achievements. You can go through and you just knock them off and you get certain things. Your clan is your guild, essentially, and in this game, your guilds really don't do much other than you have your members here. And as you progress and you get a certain amount of stars each day, you get this little chest that kind of gives you energy, silver, really nothing too exciting. But the main part here for your clan is so you can run the clan boss, which we'll get to in a second. Your index is all your characters and your factions. Now, Dragon Champions has done a really, really good job improving their graphics, but it still does not hold a candle to Raid Shadow Legends, in my opinion, and it's no fault to them. It's just completely different. So there's a ton of different factions in here: Bannerlords, High Elves, Sacred Order, Barbarians, Ogryn Tribe, Lizardmen, Skinwalkers, Orcs, Demon Spawn, Undead, Dark Elves, Night Revenant, and Dwarves. And in here, you can see your champions. Now, Dwarves have 4 legendary champions. They have 5 epics, a whole bunch of rares, and so on and so on. And anybody who is more colored, see, this guy isn't colored. I have not unlocked him yet. I haven't received that character through a shard. But as you can see here, when we click on them, the details on these characters are just amazing. And that is one of the primary big differences in Raid Shadow Legends versus Dragon Champions. Then in your champions, this is where you equip your gear. You can look over their skill abilities, and then they have a mastery tree here, which is, if you are familiar with World of Warcraft, much like that, where you can add certain bonuses to your characters. And your masteries, there are 3 different trees. There's an offense, defense, and support, and you can kind of click down and see each one does different things for you. Like, for instance, with this girl here, Elaine, if I'm pronouncing it right, I gave her 5% more crit rate. I gave her 10% more crit damage. I've given her increases damage inflicted to targets under shield buffs. And then I went support tree, which gives her max health. And then I went to increases value of heals this champion casts by 5%. And she doesn't cast heals, so I can redo that. You can reset your masteries if you wanted to by clicking this little button here. You get to reset them 1 time for free, and then it costs you gems. So I made some mistakes here, but I was playing around and just learning. So under the artifacts, this is a little bit different, and we'll get into that when we go over characters. Then you have your battles. Inside your battles, you have campaigns, which are your standard campaigns. Now, in your campaigns, there is normal, hard, brutal, and nightmare. And as you gear up and progress them through, you start getting more and more things. And as you farm them, you get more and more silver and XP for your guys. You have your dungeons. Your dungeons in this game is where you get affinity potions to ascend your champions. Then you have the Minotaur's Labyrinth, where you get your scrolls to unlock masteries. Then you have 4 specific dungeons. Each, you have to build teams for each one. And with that, like the Ice Golem Peak, it drops different types of artifacts as well as some items. Then you have your Spider's Den. Again, that's where after your rings, your amulets, and your banners. And again, you can get shards out of there. Dragon's Lair is more artifacts, and so is Fire Knight. So if you're looking for a specific artifact set, much like runes, your artifacts are like your runes to an extent, and that's where you go from there. Now you have your faction wars. Your faction wars is where you can only bring in those specific factions and you work your way through. Like today we had Ogryn tribes, and this is how I'm doing in Ogryn tribes. I don't really have a strong Ogryn tribe team. And we had Knights Revenant, and I don't really have a strong Knights Revenant team yet. And the frustrating part about this game can be when you go to, you might not have a strong Knights Revenant team, and there's really a character you want from the Knights Revenant. And like Miscreated Monster, he's one of the coolest looking characters in this game, in my opinion. And I really want him, but it's only a chance through the shard drops. So you can go years and not get this character. That can be the very frustrating part. In your arena, we talked about it, you have your classic arena. This refreshes every 15 minutes where you get a new set of people. And this is my arena team right now. And again, it's a lot of theory crafting and a lot of, you have to have the turn order correct. And you can go in and you do a battle. And the animations in this game are very solid. There is a 1-speed or a 2-speed, and that is it. And 2-speed isn't still extremely fast. And we just won. We have a silver medal, which helps us upgrade our Great Hall. We have the classic arena points, which pushes us up to the next level. Then we have artifacts for the Forge, which I'll show you here in a second. Now, under Tag Team Arena, again, refreshes every 15 minutes. And this is where it's just like classic arena, but you have 3 different teams that you put together to fight. And then we have Clan Boss. Clan Boss is your raid, essentially. You get keys every 8 hours. You get a key and you can go in, and the more damage you do, the higher up you go. So here's me. I used 2 Clan Boss keys and I got 14.31 million damage. This is my Clan Boss team. I'm going to blow 100 gems for this video, and we are going to go to normal. And when you fight in the Clan Boss, there is no like auto battles in this game or skipping it. You just kind of let it run and run and run, and you just do as much damage as you possibly can. So we're kind of let this run out, and I'll kind of jump to the end. And what with the Clan Boss, like your kind of goal here is you put a lot of poisons on him. You try to decrease his attacks to increase your survivability, etc., etc. All right, so that took about a 4-minute run, and I did 7.81 million damage. So let's get out of here. And that put me at number 1 right now on normal. And if you click your rewards to get the chest, you needed to do, to get the top chest, you needed to do 3.6 million. So I will be receiving the top chest tomorrow when it resets. Then you can open up your rewards. Then they have something called the Doom Tower, which is coming. This is like an endless kind of tower mode that they're implementing. And it is, you know, with 120 floors, 12 secret rooms, 11 mini bosses, then a final boss. You're going to journey to the top of the tower. There are 2 difficulties to beat. New bosses, new challenges, and many unknown enemies stand between you and glory. Train your warriors, for the Doom Tower is coming. So we will see how long that takes to get into the game. One thing I do have to say is that the overall, you know, we have Play Quantum from Dragon Champions. They are super informative. They keep us posted. They're constantly doing updates. Plarium, although they are getting better, is far from Play Quantum. And that is one of the bigger drawbacks for me. And then as we go here, you have playtime rewards. If you play the game 180 minutes, you receive everything here. There's some silver, a mystery shard, a potion, an energy refill, some more silver, and then an arena token refill. Then you have your offers here, which we'll get into, and then you have your events. They run for a certain amount of time, and right now I believe it is a Dungeon Divers event that is going on, and inside the Dungeon Divers event, when you run dungeons and you get artifacts from running those dungeons, you get points based on how good they are, as you can see down here, and if you can fill all these out, you get a Void Shard. Now, sometimes they run for a day, sometimes they run for a week, it depends. Now, for me, as you progress, don't expect to come in here and get this all the time. This is like very, very end game. I usually hit like this area 1800 points if I go hard in that tournament or event. Then you have your tournaments. And your tournaments are pretty much the same thing as an event. Here we have a champion training tournament where if you rank up, ascend, and level your champions, you get points. And for this one, they're giving away a free character, Madame Saris. She is awesome. And I really haven't gone hard on this because I've been doing other things to improve my account. But as I do things in here, this is how you level up your champions, the points you get, etc., etc. You come up the list and you get items. And they have 2 running right now, which is a Spiders tournament, which I'll start doing because I need banners, rings, and amulets. So I just started working on that this morning, and we'll go from there. Alright, so as I was editing this video, I realized I lost the whole end, and I really don't want to get out the green screen again and set that all up. So I'm just going to kind of go over it. What I was continuing to go over was once you get to the Forge, Forge is where you can earn pieces for materials to build specific sets that can be found nowhere else: Swift Parry, Deflection, Resilience, and Perception. So, and what I was going to talk about, and what I did talk about, was your champions. Now, your champions, to upgrade your champions, we'll go to the tavern here, and to do that, to make to increase this character to 5-star, what we would have to do is make this character level 40, max level, no higher. Then we would have to sacrifice 4 level 4 champions to do that, to send them up. Like here, if we wanted to upgrade this rank, we would have to put in 4 level 1 4-star champions. We increase their rank. Then your skills here. Your skills are like your scrolls in Dragon Champions. We are used to scrolls being like green, blue, and purple. You can pick the ability you want to upgrade and you upgrade it. Here, it is different. There are books. There are rare books, legendary books, and epic books. And to upgrade a legendary champion skill, you need to have legendary books. To upgrade an epic, you can use legendary, rare, or epic books. And you don't want to use your legendary books on a rare because you're going to need them for when you get a legendary. So, and it can be frustrating because then you go to upgrade that skill and it randomly puts it to any one of these skills down here. So say this A1 ability isn't very good, but his A2 is amazing. You can put 4 books into it and it could hit your A1 and it could hit your A3 and not your A2 ability. So it can be frustrating at times. But that is how you do it there. You can also go in and say you have, let's see, let me find a character here where, okay, Death Chanter here. You can also put in a dupe character to upgrade a skill. You can do that as well. So farmable characters in this game, because you can farm some characters, that could be pretty neat and handy for you to come into play there. Now to ascend a character, ascending a character is just you use your potions, you farm from the dungeons, and let me go to like a green character here so I'm not spending as much, and it increases their attack. And as you go up, it increases attack, HP, defense, things like that, and it's just like your red stars in Marvel Strike Force, makes them stronger. Now in Raid Shadow Legends, we talked about gear like that being kind of like runes in Dragon Champions. And as you can see here, if you look at this guy's skill, attacks one enemy, fills the champion's turn meter by 20% if the attack is critical. Damage based on HP. So we know we want to put HP, hit points on this character, And then we also want to have his crit rate be very high, so he's critting, so we get the full use of his skill. Here is just attacks one enemy, but his damage again is based on HP. His passive ability heals all allies by 10% of his max HP. So again, we're seeing HP, and when he inflicts a critical hit. So we're seeing that second caveat, so we want to make his critical hit high. Then his aura, your aura, not every character has them. They're like a leadership ability. So if I put this character in the leader, he is going to give all allies 33% defense in dungeons. So that's something to keep in mind. So if we look at his artifacts right now, on his set info, I have him in a relentless set. So that gives me an 18% chance to take an extra turn. So he's doing more healing, and then I'm giving himself 12 speed with a speed set. So as you can see in here, I have, your weapons always have attack on them. So that can't be changed. I have speed, HP, accuracy is much like potency, and then we have attack. And then on the helm is always HP. So I have HP with some defense. I have speed on there, 20% more HP, attack. Shields are always defense. I have critical damage because he's going to be critting a lot. Crit rate, HP, and then accuracy, which we really don't need on this character. Gloves. Gloves can have different stats, and I'll get into that in further videos, but I have crit rate on there, HP, crit damage, attack percent, and speed. And then chest, again, can be different things, and we'll go over that once we start doing gear breakdowns and things like that. But we have HP of 33%, crit damage, speed, and accuracy. Boots can be different things. I have speed boots on him with HP and crit rate of 10%. And then on rings and amulets, I don't really have a lot of good ones, but I have HP there to help with his healing. I have crit damage to help with his critical chance. And then I have a banner here with defense, but my other banner is accuracy. So it has some HP on there with some speed, so I went with that. And that's how, character development works. You read their move kit, you find out what they need, and you try to build them. And you also have to think about team composition within Raid Shadow Legends. How are they going to be used? Do we want this person to do damage? Do we want this person to be healer? I don't have like a great, outstanding, amazing healer in this game. So Vrask kind of takes that spot for me. I want him to go a lot. I want him to do decent amount of damage with HP, but I really want him to heal all allies on those crits. So lots of thinking and lots of theory craft. So my YouTube family, there really is a breakdown of like kind of the basics of Raid Shadow Legends versus that of Dragon Champions. Now again, there are some drawbacks, but if you're looking for a game to kind of sink some time into and to play around with, Raid is a good thing. Now, with Dragon Champions, I can go in, do all my stuff, get on and off within maybe an hour to an hour and a half of gameplay once you hit endgame. Raid Shadow Legends is not like that. You leave it running. If I'm sitting down watching a movie with the family, I'll leave it running on autoplay because you get a certain amount of autoplays every day, and I'll just let it run and run and run and run and run. Or I'll just hit the button, let it run for 2 minutes, hit the button again. So it is a time sink to that of Dragon Champions. But I have a lot of fun with this game, theory crafting through the roof, so it is fun. Now when you look at your characters, much like that of sets and things like that, like we talked about, it's a lot of fun. So I enjoy it. I'm going to continue to make one of these a week, and we will go from there. But let me know in the comments below if you played this game, if you don't like it, if you like it, things like that. And if you're just finding me for the first time, you're liking what you're seeing, please consider hitting that subscribe button. XMG family members, I love you. That's what I got for you all today. See you in the next one. I'm out.